Happy Friday, everybody. Have I got some eye-opening information for you today? We're going to go over the top reasons why you just can't sell. And you'll never be able to sell until you overcome the stuff we're going to talk about today. If you're just now finding this channel, thank you for being here. My name is Dana Neeson, and I run a telesales team for Tailored Legacy. We sell final expense insurance over the phone with just one carrier. My job is to help you have stronger, more sophisticated sales conversations. The majority of people that get into sales quickly end up finding out that they can't sell, or what they thought they needed in order to sell is not what they possess at all. A lot of customer service people get into sales because they just want to help someone and it pays better and it has commissions and financial freedom. But customer service is the furthest thing from the qualities that you need in order to be a top sales professional. The ones that are resistant to change, the ones that are watching this that maybe sometimes think I'm a total idiot and I have no idea what I'm talking about. The ones that are low risk takers, right? The ones that just want to take the easy way out, push for approvals, right? Skip the steps, ask health questions, go to the price. That's what the customer wants, right? They just want the price. Why wouldn't I give them the price? That way of thinking will handicap your success. So I'm going to go over the top reasons why you aren't good at sales. The first reason why you're not going to be that good in sales is because you want your customer to buy from you. Let's face it. We all have some level of commission breath. We all have some desperation in our tone and in our voice that our expectation is to get this person from hello to congratulations as often as we possibly can. Of course you want them to buy. But the reality is you have to not care. You have to be able to remove yourself from the expectation that this call is going to end in a sale in order for you to truly listen to your customers' needs, wants, concerns, problems, and help them truly go from point A to point B. If your main focus, whether it's conscious or unconscious, is that you want them to buy, that is the first reason you're not going to be successful in sales. The second reason is you want them to like you, right? Of course we want them to like us, because if they like us, they're going to buy from us. But the reality is that people don't always buy from people they like. They buy from people who are going to give them the best results. And if you make the mistake of spending 20 minutes talking about your great Aunt Sally who can relate to his second cousin's uncle, and you spend 20 minutes talking about things that have nothing to do with the reason you got on the phone, all you're going to do is give them a reason to think about it. And you're going to be such good friends with them by the end of your conversation, you're probably going to believe them. You're going to schedule that call back. You're going to feel so good about the fact that we're like this now. We're friends. They are definitely going to call me back. And then over time, you start to get cynical because you have a graveyard of callbacks of people that have never answered the phone, entered the witness protection program, and you can't figure out why. The third reason you're not good at sales is because you love what you sell. Now, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, Dana, you just posted a video a couple days ago that says you have to love what you sell, right? The top 1%, they love what they sell. And yes, that's true, they do. But the reason you aren't selling is because that's the only thing you're focused on, is that you love what you sell. And if you're only focused on the fact that you love it, how are you ever going to stop and understand if your customer loves it? It's going to serve you much better if you present information in a more neutral manner. You can have passion in your tone. You can talk about how great you think it is, but it really doesn't matter how great you think it is. Because if you don't stop and check in with your customer and ask them, now what are your thoughts on that? Do you like the idea of that? Do you think that if you had X, Y, and Z, that might benefit what you're trying to accomplish? Tell me more about that. That is critical. Remember, it does not matter if you love it. It only matters if your customer loves it. Another reason why you're not good at sales is because you are not obsessed enough. If this is just a job for you, if this is just a means to an end, or you're coming into the business because you're already behind on your bills and the desperation to try to make quick money is overshadowing your obsession of learning the craft, that will handicap your success. And when I say you have to be obsessed, I mean it has to be all you think about. I'm married, I have kids, I have other responsibilities and friends and things and other things I'm doing, but it's there. It is always there. I'm rehearsing and reciting in the shower. I'm dreaming about it. I wake up and it's the first thing I think about. It's the last thing I think about when I go to bed. There is no other choice but for this to work. There is no plan B. There is no backup plan. Your obsession to master sales and to master what you do has to overshadow and outweigh everything else. The fifth reason you're not good at sales is because you fail to educate. Now, if we get away from generic for a moment and we focus on life insurance because that's what we sell, so many people still, no matter how much I preach, I will die on this hill, that education is the key to success. An educated consumer is the best consumer. How many times have you heard that? Please tell me you have heard that before. People don't like to make decisions because they don't feel educated enough that they're going to make the right one. So it would make absolutely no sense to just ignore that and then just focus on what you do. Education is a huge part of our sales process. Even if we are not selling something, we are educating them on what's out there, what the options could be, so they feel more confident in the decision that they make. If you fail to educate and you have an uneducated consumer, you may sell them every now and then, but if I come in behind you and educate them and create doubt that the person they bought from didn't take the time to educate them, you're going to get a chargeback. You're not a great salesperson if you don't solve problems. Now, I know you've heard me say this. I know you've heard lots of other sales professionals say this, that we have to solve problems. Easier said than done, because it's really easy to only lead in with solutions, only present the features and benefits of what you do, but you don't speak to the problem first. I've said before in previous videos that sales is very similar to infomercials. Every time you watch an infomercial, and I don't even remember the last time I have watched an infomercial, but usually the format of how they begin is it starts with a problem. Right? It starts with a problem that we can all relate to. We can all laugh and make fun of the problem that they're presenting, or maybe not laugh, but just identify that it's a problem. That problem motivates us enough to want to know how to solve that problem. What they're trying to sell then is the solution. That's why people buy. They don't buy just because they're introducing the product. There has to be pain there first. There has to be pain. So in the absence of pain, in the absence of a problem, the solution, aka the feature and benefit, means nothing, or it doesn't mean as much. You can't rely on your customer to connect the dots and say, oh, so this solution means that this is the problem? It's not going to happen. You need to create that fear, create that doubt, because change takes place in wanting to stay away from pain, whether it's current pain or future pain. If there's no pain, there's no sale. This channel is very, very light on objection handling at the end. In fact, someone on my team today in training who came from a different IMO said, I'm really, really good at closing because I know that I need 3 no's at the end until I get a yes. But you're focused on the wrong thing. You shouldn't even get 1 no if you've done everything the right way. Because now you're trying to convince somebody to buy from you rather than to just help get them out of their own way to help them make a decision. You shouldn't have to get 3 no's in order to convince them to say yes. Another reason you're not good at sales is because you're a bad consumer. If you are somebody that doesn't like to make decisions on the first call, needs to think about things before you buy, has to talk to someone about it before you make a decision, you are more likely going to allow your customer that same space. Because I need time to think about it too. Why shouldn't I let my customer? Because nobody has challenged you. Nobody has come to you with the right sales approach to make that decision easy, to make it so you don't have to think about it, to educate you enough to where you don't have to talk to someone because you feel empowered to make that decision yourself. No one has ever come to you in a way that you need to understand what it would be like for your customer. And nobody wants to convince someone at the end to get a sale. That's why sales has such a bad rap, because we're just trying to push you into buying a sale. You don't want to push someone into buying a sale. Nobody does. And you shouldn't have to. So learning the sales process will prevent you from even getting objections anyway. But even when you do get a concern at the end, you have to be comfortable helping them overcome their concerns. You can't just be okay letting them think about it just because you do also. These are the principles you need to live and breathe in order to be successful in sales. And in the absence of this, you're just going to live in a world of frustration. You're going to be part of the 90+% of salespeople who fail. And you'll be looking at the company and the leads and the opportunity as the one that caused your failure, not what you did or didn't do to cause that failure. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you learned something or if you got an aha moment, post it in the comments. I enjoy responding to everybody that sends me a message on here. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week.